Hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to be reading my story, not reading, watching my story animated with my little sister. Let's see.
Relationship. You know how people say there's always one good twin and one evil twin? Well, I'm Ava, and this is the story of how I became the evil twin. But before I continue, please like and subscribe. It all started at birth. Literally, Leslie was the most quiet, sleepy baby, and I was a crying, wailing disaster. Apparently, I didn't let Mom get a moment of sleep for months. Yeah, like that was all part of my evil plan. When I was 9 months old, I knocked the milk off my high chair. Mom slipped on it and broke her arm, and Leslie was just standing there to lift her up. Mama! Oh, Leslie, you said Mama! Over the years, Leslie's been obsessed with being the hero, leaving me the role of the villain. One day when we were 8, she stole my lunch and gave it to a homeless man. I yelled at her, and the entire school watched. We should all be generous to those less fortunate. It seemed like everyone favored her. Friends, teachers, strangers, and especially my parents. They literally had a wall of accomplishments in the kitchen that was plastered with all of Leslie's things. You name it. Report cards, Girl Scout badges, and even newspaper clippings of her charity work. Of course, it was all a sham. Leslie made me take a photo of her with a bunch of stray puppies and was dubbed the Princess of Puppy Rescue. But I was the one who brought them to the shelter after the photo was snapped. The only thing of mine on that dumb wall was a portrait I painted of Leslie as a joke. I made her look like a caricature, and Mom still thought she was gorgeous.
Oh, it's an abstract masterpiece. You really captured Leslie's essence, Ava. It's the best thing you ever did.
But by far, the worst thing on the wall was a dumb, self-congratulatory poem Leslie wrote about the gift of giving.
In a land of selfies and posts where inflated egos boast, there dwells a soul so selfless, so rare, with acts of kindness beyond compare. Her name is Leslie.
Yeah, I know. She's unbearable. But it was like only I could see it.
Generous, creative, and beautiful. We really hit the jackpot with you, Leslie.
Barf! They even displayed a lock of hair they saved when she donated all her hair to kids in need. But I knew she only did it because she thought a bob cut would suit her. And well, it did. Everyone in school was fawning over her new cut.
Oh, wow, Leslie. I normally don't like girls with short hair, but I can't take my eyes off.
My mom says I need back-to-school clothes.
Girls with short hair, but I can't take my eyes off you.
That was Chet, my biggest crush in school. Even though Leslie and I were identical, he never even looked my way. Maybe it's because my parents bought Leslie all the clothes she wanted, and I was stuck with my cousin's ugly hand-me-downs. I thought maybe if I got the same haircut as Leslie, Chet would notice me.
Oh, wow, Ava. I'm normally not attracted to girls with short hair.
And?
That's it.
Ugh, what did she have that I didn't? I decided to just focus on my schoolwork, graduate with honors, and get away from Leslie as fast as I could. I was sick of living in her shadow. But then, when I was 15, I got suspended for cheating on my English homework. I was so confused. I didn't cheat. I actually stayed up all night writing the perfect essay about what it means to be moral, of all things.
I'm sorry, Ava, but your homework is identical to another student's.
What? Whose?
Your sister, Leslie.
I could feel my face turning into a hot pepper. I wrote it. She must have copied off of me.
But I got her homework first, so naturally it makes sense that you copied her.
She must have just copied me and gotten to school earlier. But Miss Silver wouldn't budge. She said I needed to turn in a new essay or I would fail the class. I don't know what came over me, but I grew furious. I picked up Miss Silver's #1 teacher mug and wielded it over my head like a weapon.
What are you doing with that? My favorite student gave me that mug.
Let me guess. Leslie? Yes. I smashed the mug on the ground and it shattered into 100 pieces. The teacher gasped.
You're suspended!
Everyone wanted me to be the evil twin, and now I was. As if that wasn't enough, on my walk of shame out of the school doors, I heard my crush Chet laughing while he read something aloud.
Like a butterfly, my heart takes flight. Staring at you, my soul ignites. Your laugh, a melody that makes me sweat, echoes in my heart. Oh, how I swoon for you, Chet.
I was mortified. It was my secret poem to Chet. How did he get it? And then I saw Leslie giggling by the lockers. I knew she was behind this. I went from embarrassed to enraged. I needed to expose her as the evil twin she was. But how? I spent the next few weeks trying to identify her mortal weakness so I could exploit it. And then I did. Her biggest annoyance, the thing that would make her break her hero persona? Loud chewers. I bribed Stewie, the loudest chewer in school, to sit next to Leslie at lunch. He chomped chomped on carrots for 20 straight minutes as I saw the wrath build in my sister's eyes. She was ready to strike. She stood up on the table and screamed, "You're chewing my sanity away!" The entire school looked at her, awestruck. But then applause rang out. Apparently, everyone was frustrated with Chewy Stewie's chomping. My sister was a hero again. She could do no wrong. I had to think bigger. And then suddenly, I had a brilliant idea. I knew how much she cared about Chet's opinion, and I had to embarrass her big time in front of him. I snuck into the school early in the morning to initiate my plan. I walked into my former English classroom and loosened Leslie's chair leg. Then I hid in the supply closet and waited. When class started and Leslie sat in her chair, the entire thing collapsed. Leslie fell straight on her butt, and everyone started laughing as her face turned tomato red.
Miss Silver, this is completely unacceptable. Our school's budget needs to account for better equipment.
I thought for sure Leslie's true, terrible nature was finally coming out. She was pissed.
But don't worry, I'm going to start a fundraiser to raise money for better school furniture this weekend.
Everyone applauded once again. I had to think even bigger. Our Sweet 16 was just around the corner, and the two of us were shopping for dresses.
Just do me a favor. Don't ruin this night for us.
Me? You're the one who loves making me look like the villain. Stop blaming me for who you are. Take responsibility for your own life. Enough was enough. I was so furious that I decided to slip an expensive necklace into her purse. When we left the store, the security alarm rang loudly. Sweet, angelic Leslie was a criminal caught for shoplifting. And this time, Leslie couldn't spin it heroically.
It wasn't me. And even if it was, aren't capitalism and corporations evil? It's not like I stole from some poor person.
Her words just buried her deeper and deeper. She was in trouble. She spent the night in jail, screaming and making a big scene, crying like a little girl.
I didn't do it. I'm innocent. Our justice system is a disaster. You guys are sick people.
My parents were forced to bail Leslie out of jail, and they were mad. Fuming, actually. Finally!
I can't believe our angel would do something so unethical. You're grounded, so you can forget everything about your Sweet 16.
I couldn't help but smirk a little. One of my plans had really worked. I think Leslie saw me smirking, because then she screamed.
But I didn't do it. Ava framed me. Look at her. She's smiling.
I put on my best disappointed face. There's nothing funny about committing a crime, Leslie.
Well, at least we have one daughter who has morals. Finally, my luck had turned.
And without Leslie at the Sweet 16, I could finally prove myself a hero and announce my amazing philanthropy work. I didn't have any philanthropy work yet, but I'd figure it out. The next day at school, everyone was whispering and gossiping, but this time, it wasn't about me. It was about Leslie.
I heard what you did, Leslie, and it was messed up. I don't hang around with thieves. You can't come over anymore. There are too many nice, expensive things at my house. Wouldn't want you swiping them.
What? But I didn't do it.
Nothing Leslie said in her defense helped. Everyone was avoiding her. Even though I had gotten my long-awaited revenge, it wasn't easy seeing my sister like this. I tried to remind myself of all the terrible things she's done to me in the past and just enjoy my Sweet 16. The party was awesome, but at first, without Leslie's natural party host abilities, the vibes were off. So I had to step up. I cranked the music, busted out my dance moves, and did everything I could to get the party started. Soon enough, the party was lit. Finally, I was popular, and everybody loved me. I was finally the cool twin, until someone fell through the vent and onto the stage, crushing the DJ set. Covered in dust was none other than Leslie. I don't know if she'd just been spying on the party or trying to sabotage it, but she just looked so sad. And since she'd ruined the party, everyone was booing her, and she started to cry. Even Leslie didn't deserve this level of shame, so I had to come clean. Hold up, everyone. It was my fault Leslie was banned from her party. She's not a criminal, and she deserves to be here. But everyone was booing her, throwing popcorn at her, and screaming that she was a thief. Listen to me. Leslie isn't the thief. I am. I set her up for a crime she didn't commit.
You what? I can't believe it. Well, actually, I can. Leslie has always been the angel. And you? I thought for sure she was gonna ground me, but it was much worse. You're just evil.
The party was definitely over. Everyone decided to leave. And back at home, I even tried to apologize to Leslie, but she completely ignored me. Then, a couple of days later,
OMG.
What?
Chet posted the Sweet 16 video of me all over social media. The
The comments are so cruel. I opened my phone to see that not only did Chet post Leslie's shameful moment, but he posted my secret love letter too. We were both being ripped apart. They were calling us the Twisted Twins. My heart sank for both of us. Leslie, I'm sorry for what I did. It's just Mom and Dad always think you're the golden daughter and that I'm the disaster child. And you...
Disney and Pixar's Elemental is now streaming on
daughter, and that I'm the disaster child, and you sort of played into it over the years. Leslie looked broken and vulnerable for the first time. I know I did. I was just enjoying being the star child so much, and I was afraid if I didn't keep up the act, they would start treating me like they treat you. It was wrong of me, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry too. We're sisters, twins. We should be sticking together. You're right. From now on, there's no good twin or evil twin, just Leslie and Ava. Then, for the first time ever, we hugged each other. Yeah, it was a bit clumsy. We weren't used to it. Now what are we gonna do about our reputations? Change our names and identities? Move to another country? I have a better idea. It's time to expose Chet as the true villain. Chet was a sure bet for prom king that year, and we knew how badly he wanted that crown. So, we cooked up a devilish plan. We decided to rig the election. After dark, we snuck into the school gymnasium and replaced all the votes for Chet with votes for Chewy Stewie. When the moment of announcing the prom queen and king arrived, and Chewy Stewie was crowned, Chet couldn't take it.
What? Chewy Stewie? This election must be rigged!
Chet rushed on stage and yanked the award out of Stewie's hands. Everyone went silent until Leslie and I started to chant, Chewy, Stewie, Chewy, Stewie. Soon everybody joined in. This made Chet even angrier.
The guy with the pimply face, unibrow, and loud chewing problem is the prom king? What is wrong with everyone in this school? You all are crazy!
Luckily, someone captured the moment and posted it on the internet for all to see. Chet went viral for being a bully. As for us, everyone at school thought we were kind and brave for defending Stewie like that, and our reputations were restored. From that day on, we became closer than ever, always supporting one another and never tearing each other down, as true siblings should do. As for Mom and Dad, well, they finally evened out the accomplishment wall. Once Leslie and I started sharing accomplishments by working together, they didn't really have a choice. When we grew up, Leslie and I started a nonprofit to help foster kids get placed into good homes and encourage them to get along with their new siblings. I know, we've all thought at some point that we'd be better off without siblings. Trust me, I've been there. But without them, life would be so dull.